Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll save that to say this. Welcome to show number 9 of Chaos Corner. Fans, it's always impromptu. We never know what the schedule is going to be. We're just happy to bring you content. Now, I know we're on Twitter right now. I say it all the time at the openings of all Chaos Corner shows. So in a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so, we're going to bounce off Twitter. We're going to go over to the Guardian of Chaos YouTube channel, which is basically what you're on right now. So hit the profile link on my Twitter profile at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. That will knock you over to my YouTube channel. And of course, I say it all the time. Follow my boys over at The Show. The bottom line is they're there to put you over and your product for all the content creators, talent, and performers out there. And that's at Mario_Chaos. Fans, we're going through a lot of trying times right now. We're going through a lot of difficulties. This is the night before the election for the 2020 president. So it's going to be unbelievable. I want you to stay tuned with me. I'm not going to get that political. I'm going to talk about sports entertainment, the Guardian of Chaos, content creators. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to review some books, some DVDs. And as I was reading here at the open, because I'm always caught off guard here at Chaos Corner, you know that there were 8, 10, 12 feet below the earth and the bowels of the earth. And yeah, I'll start off quick already. Bully Ray said it to me a couple of times 20 years ago. Give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots. He'll screw up 4 of them. We're getting ready to bounce over to YouTube. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm going to start off with the Cauliflower Alley Club over on YouTube. Don't you dare miss it. All right, fans, welcome over to YouTube. We just got off of Twitter. Welcome to Chaos Corner, show number 9. We were talking about all different things that we're going to cover here on show number 9. It is, as I said on Twitter, and let's not get into censorship through Google and Facebook and Twitter. I don't want to get shadow banned and all that stuff. I love the USA. Let's just keep it at that because there's so many rules and censorship going on, and I don't want to be down with that. Show number 9, Chaos Corner. And what you saw me reading at the very beginning, 30 seconds into the show, Cauliflower Alley Club newsletter. Not only am I subscribed to the Cauliflower Alley Club, listen, if you don't get this in the mail or online or whatever social media, you're missing out a lot on the legendary Cauliflower Alley Club and what they do for the legends and the people and the talent and the stars in the world of professional wrestling. Giving back. Listen, I'm stumbling and grumbling and humbling and bumbling a la Len Berman because it's about what, 40 degrees out with about 30-mile-an-hour winds right now the night before the election. We're just coming off of one hell of a rainstorm. So I have and maybe I can look for another sponsor besides my buddy Mr. Hempel-Stilskin over at Sweet Heel CBD, sweetheelcbd.com. Of course, you know that I'm trying to hook up with Red Bull, but maybe a Halls. I got to keep the pipes, the golden smog, if you will, in shape because you never know. So that's why if you hear me stumble or bumble, kind of like one of the presidential candidates, Joe Biden, because if you're out there voting, fans, and I get that maybe you hate Trump and maybe you're not into politics or maybe you hate Biden, and I don't like to use the word hate, let's say dislike, or you don't agree with their platform. But if anybody in their right mind honestly votes for Joe Biden, not because he's a Dem, not because of politics, just because of the way he presents himself and his cognitive mental ability at his age to run this country, I don't have any confidence in that. So for that alone, I couldn't see myself voting for Joe Biden. I just couldn't. There's no other options. It's either you don't vote, which isn't right, or you vote for Trump, which you may not like as a person, which I don't like him as a person, but I like what he's done for this country. So I'll leave it at that, and you folks take that for what it's worth on where I'm voting. I wanted to get the elephant out of the room, so to speak, before we get on to more positive, inspirational, motivational things, which is what the GOC is all about. So back on to what I was talking about, because it is the night before the most important election in the history of this country. It's very divisive in this country, and I know I said I wasn't going to go on, but I'm going on about it now. Very divisive. We all need to come together for the betterment of living the American dream in this country, the United States of America. Let's not forget that's where we are. That's who we are in this country. This is not a bad country. This is not a racist country. This is a good country that people get an opportunity here that you'll get nowhere else in the United States of America. It is the American dream. And that's what Dusty Rhodes' character was based upon for everybody, every man. It doesn't matter your skin color, your religion, your background, where you're from, but it's the United States of America. Try to leave the United States and go to Italy or France or Africa or South America on different continents or over in Asia, Japan, the Middle East. You will have to learn their culture and to fit into their culture. It's not that you go over there and change their world. That's how these total socialist-run countries have collapsed in the past. We don't need that here. You come over to the United States of America and you're able to live your dream as who you are and be an individual and get all your rights. It's pretty simple. So everybody here that lives in this country, that bashes the country, the United States of America, and thinks we're systemically racist and everybody doesn't get a fair shot, and it's... You work hard enough no matter who you are and what you are in this country, and you'll succeed. And so that's what the election's all about. I understand about President Trump. He's not for everyone. He's not a politician. And yeah, I'll say it, he's an asshole. He's got no couth. He doesn't know how to talk to people. I get it. But at least he's not condoning violence or not speaking out against it against other people. And I'll agree with his platform, not his approach. So don't you want to come out, leave comments? I appreciate it. I said it on show number 8. I appreciate everybody's opinion, everybody's standpoint and your view and your right to speak. Respect mine, I'll respect yours. It's pretty simple. I say that all the time. I'm as real can get. And that's why I say all the time, I tell it like it is. Thank God for the halls and the throat and the golden smog, if you will, the pipes of the Guardian of Chaos, here on show number 9. Impromptu again, night before the election. So that's where I want to go with. I just don't have any faith to vote for Joe Biden and the people that stand behind him, that push a socialist agenda and taking from what you earn and giving it to others. It's a fair country. It's an equal country. It's the greatest country in the world. We got people from other countries, radical people, so on and so forth, that are in our government. And that's up to the people in their county, their state, and whichever who you voted for. That's on you. It shouldn't have to be on the rest of the country. So I'm going to say that to say this. That's what I'll say about politics. I can't vote for someone who I don't think has the capacity to lead this country, was in office for 8 years with Obama, did nothing. That's just my personal opinion and my standpoint. So I said I wasn't going to talk about this, and I went on, but that's what happens here. It's a unique one-man show, ad-lib, organic, okay? That's what you get here with the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, because I tell it like it is. And there's 3 types of people in this world: those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, who make things happen. Don't forget that. So that's where I stand politically, and it's in the climate. You could feel it. How disgusting is it in this country that around the country, around this United States of America, in different cities and towns, from New York to Philadelphia to Los Angeles to Chicago to Florida to Miami, so on and so forth. I know, Miami's in Florida. Before you say something, I know. You got to board up your businesses because you're worried about social unrest afterwards. You're worried about it. This has been going on for months. So for that to have to happen in this country is beyond anything that I can imagine. So, folks, says where we're going to go to. Let me get off the soapbox here. I'm at the point where we're 10 minutes in on show number 9, and I'm going to put it up today, so we're live. I get it. I'm live right now. I know that. You know that. So I am live. By the time I upload, download, whatever it is that you do and put it up, it's still going to be in the same day. So I say it all the time. That's part of the show. Those are the things that you'll see and that you get here. There'll be a pattern and and a routine of expressions, cliches, sayings. I want to thank everybody for being here, all those that follow me and for all the people that I follow. I really appreciate it, and I want to put out the seriousness of it. But back onto what we're talking about. 10 minutes in, from the Cauliflower Alley Club is what I want to first originally start talking about here today. The 55th anniversary of the Cauliflower Alley Club is coming up at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, April 26th and April 28th. Those 3 days right there in 2021. Now, this is moving forward. Now, things could change pandemic-wise, COVID. We understand that. Guidelines, phase 1, 2, 3. Who knows where this is going to go? And remember now that the CAC was supposed to be in Vegas in September, and that was pushed back from September 2020 and now to April 26th to the 28th in 2021 at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino. 55 years the CAC has been doing this. I'm a proud member. And of course, fans, if you want to donate to the Cauliflower Alley Club, if you want to become a yearly member, if you want to become a lifetime member, which is eventually what I will be, it's Cauliflower Alley Club, 10823 Indian Hills Court, Unit 29, Seminole, Florida, 33777. I'll give it again because they've been very good to me, and so proud and humbled and honored to be a part of it. Cauliflower Alley Club, 10823 Indian Hills Court, Unit 29, Seminole, Florida, 33777. So if you want to join, become a member, and listen, it helps the legends, it helps the business. They've been around for 55 years. The anniversary's coming up. They do a lot of good things. It's a nonprofit organization. The Ear is the publication that they send out to all the members. It's the Ring of Friendship from the Cauliflower Alley Club. Creating wrestling's past, present, and future, obviously, is the motto. I'm on volume 55, number 3 here for the fall of 2020, which is in what we're in right now. And who knew while they were printing this that this would be where we are in the state of the country, in the state of the world, in the state of pro wrestling. The COVID era of pro wrestling with AEW, WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, MLW, the NWA. Look at what has happened. The independent circuits, all the great companies around, whether it be Beyond, Chaotic, Northeast, and then, of course, the outstanding groups of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling and the North American Wrestling Alliance. And we'll talk about that as we go on through the Cauliflower Alley Club, because you know that next week, actually, it's election week. This week, November 7th, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling presents Alley Fights. It's going to be an unbelievable card. All the stars will be there. All the young stallions will be there. All the superstars will be at the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Training Facility. It looks like a studio, a TV studio, a professional WWE ring is what they use down there at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. My home. Proud to be inducted into the class of 2020, the inaugural class, the first class of the Hall of Fame, along with the Paradise Four, and we know who that is, the legendary men that worked for Vincent Kennedy McMahon down at PAPW, and Sergeant Murray, the director of operations, also went in with yours truly for that Hall of Fame. So they have big event on November 7th. Go to ParadiseAlleyProWrestling.com. From there, you'll see that there's a huge fan appreciation event that's going to take place down there in Greater New Haven County at the PAPW training facility. And I'm hoping to be at the fan appreciation event for PAPW. I want to say November 21st. It's before Thanksgiving. Obviously, and PAPW does it every year. So go to all social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel, great channel, ParadiseAlleyProWrestling.com, which leads me into, before I get on to the Ear and who's on the cover, Deonna Purrazzo, the former PAPW Divas Center Ring female champion for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Deonna Purrazzo, yes, that is true. NAWA, back with a vengeance. Professional wrestling at its best, the way it should be. December 19th, tickets are on sale. We know that. Jingle Brawl 2020 down at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. All the stars are going to be there. To start off Tony Capone, the Godfather, the CEO and owner, is bringing in a lot of, I want to say, special guests for the red carpet event, which will be available on at Fight TV. Okay, and I'll run down the information. I don't need a script. This is what I do. It's ad lib unless I'm looking over notes. But December 19th, The Godfather, for Jingle Brawl 2020. I said at the Ocean Center, Daytona Beach. It's going to be an unbelievable extravaganza and bonanza, as I always say. So I don't know who you listen to out there on what podcast, whether it be Papa Stro, Dr. John, Chaz Moretti, Tony Capone himself. I'm not quite sure who everyone listens to, but I know you listen to me. So I'll put that aside and I'll get down to relaying this for the fans. I already told you about PAPW. Now we're talking about Jingle Brawl. The Hercules Hernandez Cup will be announced and is official for Jingle Brawl 2020 down in Daytona Beach. Now, I'm going to explain the concept, but let me get on to what I was talking about, the red carpet event at 6 p.m. It will be streamed live on Fight TV on iPay-per-view. Here's who's invited in. The Fernandez family, okay? Ray Hercules Hernandez, wife and his children will be in Daytona for the NAWA for Jingle Brawl. Also, Bruiser Brody's wife, Barbara Goodish, has been invited and will be at the red carpet for NAWA Jingle Brawl on December 19th. That right there alone, just to show the respect to the history of those who have come before us. Hercules Hernandez was an integral part of the NAWA in the late 80s and especially into the 90s. I can't stress it enough. Go out to YouTube, go out to NAWAWrestling.com, NAWA_wrestling, Tony Capone, the Godfather, on all social media platforms from YouTube to Facebook, right on down the line. You'll see some incredible footage. So that's where that comes into the red carpet event and who will be there as special guests, with many stars to be announced, because as I said, this is going to be a bonanza, an extravaganza. December 19th for Jingle Brawl 2020. So back onto the Hercules Cup, because the winner goes on to win the NAWA Heavyweight Championship. It is a Royal Rumble type match, a 15-man battle. Only by pinfall can you win, okay? That's the special stipulation for the Hercules Cup, okay? And all the stars that are going to be in there, I can't tell you the talent. A lot of it has been announced. It's been announced through PWI Insider, Mike Johnson. It doesn't get bigger than that. Pro Wrestling Illustrated from our childhood. Mike Johnson is a legend in this business. So check out all that, and I'll run down the stars. First off, a lot of the Samoan dynasty will be in Daytona Beach. Lloyd Anawai, a.k.a. L.A. Smooth, a.k.a. SST, a.k.a. Head Shrinker. Also, Afa Anawai Jr. Does it get any better than the legacy of the Samoan dynasty? Where we go one, we go all. So you'll never know who will show up down in Daytona for Jingle Brawl from the Samoan dynasty. Those are the legitimate announcements. Recently signed, recently out of MLW, Davey Boy Jr., Harry Smith will be at Jingle Brawl. Also, WWE alumni from the Brood, perhaps one of the most over talent in the history of the WWE, and that would be from the Brood, Gangrel. Now, there isn't a more professional person than Gangrel and his vampire warrior gimmick, which he lives basically the true life. He will be at Jingle Brawl. The Slambinos. If you haven't seen this trio or this mob of men, they're all big, young, strong, and in shape. They don't take any guff from anyone. They're mobile, agile, hostile, and nimble. The Slambinos will be in Daytona Beach on December 19th for Jingle Brawl. The unbelievable Tokyo Monster, the great Kahagas. Now, some people say Kahagas, I say Kahagas. Some people say tomato, I say tomato. Some people say potato, I say potato. Kahagas, the legendary Tokyo Monster, will be at Jingle Brawl. There's a lot of young lions. Chase Stevens will be there. The legendary tag team through lineage and now to the next generation, the Dirty Blondes, will be at Jingle Brawl. The three-time tag team champions, Nick Payne and Hakim Ali, the House of Pain, their house, their rules, they will be invading Daytona Beach, along with all the chump suckers aware. Showtime Marcel Williams will be at Jingle Brawl 2020 in Daytona. Now, fans, there's more announcements. There's more talent. You're going to have to stay tuned and go out to all social media platforms. If you bear with me a minute, because we're 20 minutes in now, bear with me, and I'll see if I have any breaking news coming across the teletype. Again, I said it before the first few minutes in, and I'm not stumbling this time. Bully Ray, you can't say anything if you're listening, okay? I know LaGreca's not, because kayfabed again. We're 8, 10, 12 feet below the surface of the earth here. Joe Rogan has nothing on me in the bunker. That's just the way I like to have it. So we talk about that all the time with the solar equipment, the different reception and different things that happen down here, which makes it unique. Okay, I've been talking to Dino on the Patrick Ryan show, which, I'm on there every Thursday night in the 9 p.m. hour for Chaos Corner. So talking to Dino, he's got the Garage Door Studios out there in Wyoming. I talked to the president of the Yes Network, John J. Filippelli. He's got the studios in New York and in Greenwich, Connecticut. They don't understand. And I watch a lot of podcasts from the number one guy on YouTube, JD from New York, to my buddy Don Tony, who's like no one else as far as entertainment, and Joe Cronin and his loyalists that follow him. They're really over the top. Though, and let me not forget Hannibal TV and Devin Nicholson from Great North Wrestling. We'll get on to that because that's associated with what I want to talk about. That's why I went to the teletape and the notes while talking about Jingle Brawl, December 19th, down in Daytona for the North American Wrestling Alliance. A lot of stuff coming out of there. So those people that I talk to, they have different setups and get-ups. Like I always come back and tie this up with a little bow. I know I bounce around, but I come back. They're recording in different places. They have office studios, and yeah, I guess I could do it up in the office, but I'm down here. This is where Chaos Corner was meant to be. So those are they can't understand the reception, even just to get in here and to get down here. To broadcast from that. So I like the undisclosed location. It doesn't get any better than that. So back on to what I was talking about. We talked about all the different associations and people that I listen to and that I learn a lot from. And I just enjoy their entertainment and I enjoy who they are as people and what they put out there in content. And they help add to Chaos Corner. And I've said it on other shows, whether it be 5 or 6 or 7, because I'll put over everyone on every show that I do, a work in progress, a very a great look, a lighthearted look at the world of pro wrestling. And the AWI POD is unbelievable with the mayor and Wrestle Sketcher and Erica. I mean, they're great people. And again, I always say Dave, the producer, with Juliet Miranda on Bourbon Soaked Live. Listen, and then her podcast. They're an unbelievable follow. Genuine people from down there in New Orleans who have a story to tell that if you don't get captured by it, you don't know what entertainment and life is all about. So those are the different people that I like to talk about, but they all have different setups and different shows and people that I follow, and I love their content. And I know there's a whole bunch of people that I'm missing, especially when you come to, because I can go on here for hours when you talk with Wrestling with Anything But. And that whole podcast platform with Avi Klein and all the stars, and I'll run them down: Glacier Ray Lloyd, Bill DeMott, Paul Roma, Don Morocco, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, Patriot Del Wilkes, the boys from the Green Room. Wrestling with Anything But. Follow them on Twitter. You'll bounce over to Facebook Live, and Twitch. That's where their platform is. WWAB Podcast, Wrestling with Anything But. So those are the people that I follow. And again, my boys over at, I'm repeating, but Mario and Chaos, that's what they do over there. Do I have a hand in it? Listen, you know that, okay? But they take care of that. I give them my account and they take care of that. And they're there to put you over. And if you don't take advantage of that platform, you're foolish. So again, I was talking to Dino on this one and that one and so on. We have different setups, and that's why I've broken off and done my own show. Not that I'm still not associated with Patrick Ryan and Chaos Corner, and of course John J. Filippelli, my mentor, and Paradise Alley, and the North American Wrestling Alliance, and everyone else in the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. We can go on, but it's not about that, and this is how we get sidetracked. We were originally... Bear with me, hold on. Hold that thought, because we're talking about the NAWA. You see, I got to twist and turn because I didn't get the new chair yet. So let's stand by here. We're 25 minutes in here. The day before the 2020 election. Tomorrow's election day. I don't have to say get out and vote. If you haven't done it already, that's your choice. Then don't bitch about it if you don't vote. Or I guess you still could. I mean, that's entirely up to you. I'm not saying that I'm going to listen to you. You can still vote. I noticed that the music went off. Solar powered. Thank you, fans, for hanging around, sticking around here, because we're not gonna be all day. Look, I have no cough button, edit button, sneeze, whatever it is. I can't control it. North American Wrestling Alliance, I didn't think we were going to spend this much time on it, but it's well worth it. Because, again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be there due to scheduling conflict and stuff like that. But, again, I still put people over. So those are my boys. That's my family. Those are my brothers. Also, at NAWA, I told you about the talent. I'm trying to see if I have any updates that have come across from the Godfather himself. We do know, I spoke about him and people that I listened to and that influenced me and content creators that I listen to. We do know that Devin Nicholson, Hannibal TV from Great North Wrestling with Kevin Sullivan will be at Jingle Brawl on December 19th for the North American Wrestling Alliance. The Blood Warrior, I believe Hannibal, Devin Nicholson is going back into gimmick and character. I'm not sure if they're going to be with Andrew Anderson, the beast from up this way in the Northeast, a legendary grappler. But Kevin Sullivan bringing back memories of the Purple Haze and Mucka Singh, and when Kevin Sullivan had a woman and all that stuff back to Florida Championship Wrestling and his own clique and the Sullivan Army and the stuff from the 70s and the 80s, especially in Florida. They're coming back, and they will be at Jingle Brawl for the North American Wrestling Alliance on December 19th. You're not going to want to miss that. Follow Hannibal TV, Devin Nicholson. They will be at Jingle Brawl. What else can I tell you about Jingle Brawl before? Again, there's also going to be some female stars there, people that I've seen perform live that I have an association with. The Makeup Queen, Rosalie, will be at Jingle Brawl on December 19th for the North American Wrestling Alliance. Now, she is the former Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Ladies Champion. Also, Stormy Lee will be at Jingle Brawl. Cindy Snow, okay, will be at Jingle Brawl. We all know who the legendary Cindy Snow is, the unbelievable entertainer from Nashville, Tennessee. One hell of a gal. Cindy, I miss you. It's been a long time. Also, I already mentioned one of the guys, but Storm and Chase Stevens. So this is the group with stars to be announced, because as we get closer, remember now from Jingle Brawl, we're about 5 weeks, 6 weeks out. There's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of announcements. There's going to be a lot of press, a lot of things happening with PWI, Fight TV, Hannibal TV. There's going to be a lot of coverage on social media, so you're not going to want to miss that. And if you can't be there, Fight TV, iPay-per-view. So I wanted to throw that out there. A lot of interesting things. It's happening very, very fast here in the groups that I am associated with and the people that I like and put over. So let's put that aside. I think I covered everything and wrapped it up with a bow. We're half an hour in. Okay, here we go. 2021 Female Rising Stars, Madison Miles. Look, I screwed that up too. You can't make it up. That's not Deonna Purrazzo. Did anybody say anything to me? You see that I'm just opening it up. Boy, I got to do a little bit better on the homework there. This is 2021 female rising star Madison Miles. 5 years, 10 countries, one shakeable goal. You know what? She looks like Deonna Purrazzo. So I'm glad I put it up there and that I got to mention and put over Deonna, because that's what we do. I know I'm like this and I put my nose up. What up, Proboscis? It's like looking up a 2-car garage. You can pick me up by my ankles. Have me inhale and I would be like a vacuum cleaner. You get comedy here on Chaos Corner too. So my bad for messing that up. And at least I'm honest and I own it. And this is what happens here when you're live and you ad lib, because I don't go back and edit it out before I uploaded it. I put it raw so what you fans can see is live, like reality TV. And that's why I have things in the works with what I'm doing. I just don't want to say anything because I've done that in the past and I've learned my lesson. Don't do that. Because a lot of people say things and they don't come through on them. That's the business, though. That is the business. I understand it. I've been around a long time, so but that doesn't mean that I have to tolerate it. Anyway, that being said, it's another story for another time, because affinity, as I said on Twitter, affinity is no replace for respect, or something thereabouts. Very impressive, Madison Miles. So Cauliflower Alley Club, I put over Deonna Purrazzo, who's in Impact right now, and an unbelievable group who's doing great things. We talked about what they were doing earlier. But Madison Miles. So this is what Volume 55, Number 3, the fall of 2020, The Ring of Friendship, The Ear, the official public, The Ear. Get it? Cauliflower Alley Club. I'm fortunate enough to not have Cauliflower Alley. Cauliflower ears. Oh boy, the Ring of Friendship, good stuff. They welcome the newest members. They have their annual members, of course. B. Brian Blair, as we know, is the president and CEO of the Cauliflower Alley Club. Darlene Kreis, financial secretary and treasurer. Darla Staggs from the Benevolent Fund chairperson. Sean Colonna, member relations, who I have recently dealt with. Ron Hutchinson does the website. Vance Nevada is the Ear editor. Royal Duncan is the Ear publisher. Bob Cook, the social media coordinator. The CAC radio hosts are Jim Valley and Matt Robles. And I know that Jim Valley is going through some personal issues and has been recently, some health concerns. Prayers and thoughts are with Jim Valley. He's a legend. He's a great person. He's well liked. He's well respected. I don't know him personally, but from what I've read and what I've been relayed to and what I understand, Jim Valley's a salt of the earth human being. And my prayers and thoughts go out to the CACW radio host, Mr. Jim Valley. James Beard is the hospitality room vendor. Barbara Goodish, reunion registration registrar. Barbara Goodish, obviously Bruiser Brody's wife, widower, will be at North American Wrestling Alliance, Daytona Beach, Jingle Brawl, December 19th. So these are the board members. Stuart Kemp is the cribbage tournament coordinator. Joe Moriello, the bowling tournament coordinator. Charlie Smith and Bobby Simmons for T-shirts. Rich Engling is the name badge coordinator. And Cindy Hall is the CAC songstress. So all the people here that are serving, and let's not forget the attorney and legal counsel, God forbid, I may need him someday, are Bruce Tharp. So Rob Moore from Greenville, Texas, I want to recognize him. Judy Martin, obviously the legend from Columbia, South Carolina. And Mr. Kevin O'Doyle, one large man out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Vance Nevada, obviously with respect, he is from the editor's desk. We could talk about that. And in this issue, they welcome the newest members, as I said, the editor's desk with Vance Nevada. It goes on to the president's message. Then more relevant than the Ear, Cauliflower Alley Club, the 2021 seminar series preview, Shad Gaspard, brother, friend, and hero tribute, a tip of the hat, Mike Lano's Canvas Cavity, Mott's Marvelous Matt Memories, CaliCon, CAC's first virtual event, so we'll talk about that. Remembering the Territories, Long Island, which is a stone's throw from the shadows of Titan Towers and where Chaos Corner is located. Very interesting. Managing CAC's social media, Bob Cook. Rest in peace, our friends. Obviously, recently, we said Tracy Smothers, Road Warrior Animal. There's been many. It's been a tough year. I Miss the Way Wrestling Used to Be, another great op-ed piece, and membership and banquet forums is all in there. And the issues contributors, Bradley Craig, Frank Mott, Joel Eisenberg, Ron Hutchinson, Darren Paltrowitz, Vance Nevada, Mike Lano, and Dave Dynasty, obviously. And then I said, as I already messed up again, okay, Busted Open Radio. Again, how many times do I have to refer to it? On the cover, the ambitious Madison Miles from Atlantic Canada has traversed the globe. Traversed the globe in pursuit of excellence between the ropes. Named as our Female Rising Star Award honoree this year, Madison has appeared in 10 countries and recently made her home in Europe, all before the age of 21. I am a college-educated guy, just because I ramble on and I stumble, because that's the way it goes. Very impressive. Reminds me Madison Miles, and at her age and what she's accomplished, the young stars at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and I say it all the time, starting with Zachariah Gibbs, going on to Sean and Jay Haven, the Haven, from there to Dustin Flash Waller, obviously Kylon King. You look at that group and core of young stars from Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Let me say it again. I know he's on Rumspringer. I get it. But these are all guys that are Madison Miles age, 20, 21 years old, already been in the business, some of them 3, 4, 5 years. Zachariah Gibbs, a.k.a. Zach Gibbs. Don't worry, I get it about a ting, 'cause every little ting are gonna be all right. I get it, Zach. And then throw in the former Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, and it's just not just about Paradise Alley, but because of the local connection here, and they work for a whole bunch of groups here in the New England Northeast area, and they're expanding all over the country. Sean and Jay Haven, the Haven. If you haven't seen these two young men in the ring, they remind me of a lot of the groups right now that are currently having big success in AEW or WWE. They're a combination of, I want to say, and I'm not saying they are, so nobody get crazy with me. They're a combination of the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, a little more toned down. Or maybe I could throw in a combination of Proud and Powerful and Private Party. So that's where Sean and Jay are headed. They're working for a bunch of different groups. They are Roma-trained, Mancini-brained. So in that group, the Haven, unbelievable future. And then there's the current Alley Fights champion. And again, this is where I bounce all around, because I didn't run this down for it. And this is what you're going to get on November 7th. And that would be one Dustin Flash Waller. He's all over the place. This kid is going to be a star. He reminds me of a larger version, if you can believe it, of the 1-2-3 kid, the Lightning Kid, a.k.a. X-Pac. That's how bright the future is for Roma-trained, Mancini-brained Dustin Flash Waller. And then there's a gentleman, a guy that I admire as a young man, because he seems to get it, because he's humble. And every time I see him, he's bigger and larger and in better shape, and working and listening to people in the business, who, whether I see he's confirmed with Vlad, the current heavyweight champion, or the legendary Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. And that would be one, and the things that I've heard from Mario Mancini and Paul Roma and Paul Perez, and that would be one Kylon King. I've seen Kylon live and against superstars like Richard Holiday. I've seen him work against Showtime Marcel Williams. I've seen him work against the House of Pain. Kylon King has a future to where any one of these guys that I'm talking about right now, if they had the opportunity, and they'll get it, it's all about patience, because of their age, their physical ability, and who they're associated, and who they're being mentored by, and what they've learned, not only physically, but psychologically, and what they've been taught in life, and about as being a man and in person. These guys are following the footsteps of Richard Holiday, the current Caribbean heavyweight champion for MLW, who's involved in the feud with Savio Vega, WWE legend from Puerto Rico. For all my friends, El Gallo Tres Huevos, ¿qué pasó? De nada. I have a large contingent for all my friends over there in the Pac Rim, over there in Japan. The Guy Jeans, konnichiwa. So it's that group, Kylon King, The Haven, Dustin Flash Waller, Zach Gibbs, and the current guys that are already seeing such big success. We talked about Richard Holiday, MLW, and his futures, who knows? But the current stars that are big stars right now, Showtime Marcel Williams, the House of Pain, Big Jim Anderson, Zafar Al-Rahihi, Bull Dread, Buzz Bloodsaw, Nutrius X. I could go on and list guys that have been a thorn in the side, like I said, when they were Collusion, and then the Ala Ding Ding and Aladdin, the Pyramids of Power. So I'm getting sidetracked and all that, but that's all the different stars and the people that I see moving forward in different groups and things that I could talk about here. But we're talking about the rundown, and now I'm hoping to be there. I have to say that. And again, I know it's Madison, it's not Deona. So I'm hoping to be there. I have been invited. So I would love to get out to the Cauliflower Alley Club for the big event in April of 2021. But who knows what happens? And again, they do a great job there for what they've been doing. And again, it's hard to keep stuff like this running and keep it going when it's on a donational platform. Different things here. The president's message live from the Hive. And obviously, this is from B. Brian Blair, who a lot of people that I'm associated with and know, have worked with and know very well, and you fans know very well. B. Brian Blair, back in the day, obviously, when he was a part of the Killer Bees with Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. So here's what B. Brian Blair has to say. We're 40 minutes in. Again, fans, I want to keep this under an hour. I said I was going to review these DVDs here that have a personal connection, and this is what happens. I said I really wanted to get into this, like I said on show number 8, because this is an interesting read. You see what happens here, right? But it's okay, because this is what you get, and this is what I'm talking about. But we'll get onto that, and hopefully we'll get breaking news. And hey, listen, this is the night before, the day before a big week, not only in the world of pro wrestling and staying positive and moving on, but a big week in the future of this country and the American dream. So here's what the president of the Cauliflower Alley Club has to say. Oh, wait, hold on. Did we put Uncle's name up there? It might have been. That's the address. We already talked about that, and I'll give it out before we get off air here. This will be up today, so you're going to get this probably within, after I get off the air, you'll probably have it within a half an hour to an hour. So here's what B. Brian has to say in regards to pro wrestling, the world of pro wrestling, the upcoming convention, what's happening with the COVID pandemic. So I want to throw it out there for fans who are interested, and go out and visit the website. Obviously, it's caulifloweralleyclub.org. caulifloweralleyclub.org. Listen, they have over 10,000 followers on Facebook. Now, fans, you know I'm not big on Facebook. I'm just not. I'm trying to do the YouTube thing. I love it here on YouTube. I love you fans on YouTube. And for as bad as Twitter's gotten with all the large groups, and we talked about this when I was on the political rant earlier, about censorship and all that. I use Twitter I find it to be a lot of fun for what I do it for, and I've met a lot of great people on there. We have a lot of fun with it. We try to avoid the negativity, as long as you're honest and you're real, and you tell it like it is. B. Brian Blair, again, this is informational out here for fans who would like to attend this, and just information in general for the wrestling world. This has been a challenging time for everyone across the globe as we have dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic. Fortunately, I feel we are finally turning the corner with new treatments and the hopes of a vaccine by the end of the year. I want to thank every CAC member for their understanding and support during this challenge, as together we will be stronger for it. That's a great way to open it up, B. Brian. After rescheduling the 55th reunion for our April dates to the September dates, we were forced to postpone our 55th reunion once again, but have secured the new official dates, as I said, April 25th to the 28th, 2021. April 25th to the 28th, 2021. We are fortunate to work with a great partner